Hey everyone, welcome back. So we want to get back into our roots of why we started this channel, and that is tournament fishing. So we are going to continue with our Catch 22 for the rest of the month of September for KBF. In October, November, and December of this year, we'll continue our monthly challenges for KBF. So we'll create playlists for those for each month so you guys can follow along and see where we end up standing at the end. And I will do a follow-up video after it's all said and done, after each month, showing where my final standing was. So let's get after it today. We're gonna start with the popper, little topwater action. We have the Berkeley Gilly, we have the crankbait as always, we got the Texas rig worm as always, and we have the TRD tickler from Z-Man. I'm trying to think what else I got tied on right now. We have, yeah, I think that's it. So that's what we have on right now to start. So let's get after it and stay tuned. So I know it's a little dark and it's early yet, but we have the, I think this popper, you can see the color of it. I think this one's made by Berkeley. I'm not exactly sure, I forgot. I just grabbed a few this morning. But the most important thing with poppers is that you want to tie a loop knot into it. So I don't know if you could see that, but I have a loop knot at the end of this. And I'll probably do a little video of how to tie on the loop knot. It's a very simple design, but you know, the most important thing with the loop knot on a popper is it allows that bait to do the actions that it's supposed to do and give the bait the freedom that it has to do its to do its thing. So you know, the loop knot's a very important thing you want to tie on to the poppers, but we're going to start real early here and we're going to go see if we can get some topwater action before we change over to something a little deeper. You know, we're here at the end of, well, not the end, we'll say about the middle of September, just about, and the temperatures are starting to get cooler. Right now the air temperature is about 68 degrees, so that's pretty cool down here for South Carolina. So we're already starting to get those cooler night temperatures, so the transition of the fall should start for fishing, which is good. This is the time of year that most of us like. It's cooler. You know, we're not dying on the water as much from the heat and everything else, but still make sure you protect yourself from the sun. But you can see already I got quite a bit of wake on the surface here. Doesn't mean that's anything big, but there may be some bait fish floating around over here. So hopefully we can get some blow up action on this topwater and get some good footage for you, and also get some fish. One other thing too is I got this on a 7:2 gear ratio, so I can keep up with the slack of the line. So you want to use a little bit of a faster gear ratio on your reel when you're using the popper or any kind of topwater bait. Also, I use a higher gear ratio reel when I'm also doing jerk baits, which I'll be using those probably in November or so here coming up, when it starts getting a lot cooler at night and the temperatures start to drop. Our water temperature right now is 79, so it has dropped probably about 3 degrees since the last time I was out here. So it's dropping already from these night temperatures. The air temperatures during the day are still high 80s, close to 90, and you know, and obviously it's gonna be a little hotter in the sun. But yeah, we're definitely starting that fall transition here, and I know up north you guys have definitely already started it, and it's already starting to cool down. So yeah, I can see as I'm floating right along here now, I can see quite a bit of bait fish here at the top. So let's see what we can get, guys. Another good thing about the popper, it does have a lot of, you can get it casted pretty far. So you can cover a lot of water. You know, the good thing about covering a lot of water is you can kind of eliminate where the fish are right now too. They should start being a little bit more aggressive right now with these cooler temperatures of the water. And sometimes I'll let it sit for a little bit longer than most people do, just to see if that bass is there and wants to come after it. And as soon as you start popping again, if they're there, they'll come after it, especially if they've been, you know, they're kind of up in the air. You know, I do have this on 20-pound braid, but I do have a 15-pound fluorocarbon leader at the end. Using it on a medium power. Yep, fish on, guys, right there. See? It's a nice one too. Oh yeah. That's what you get on top water. Look at that bad boy, guys. Look at that bad boy. He inhaled it. So we're gonna get this one measured up. And we need this because with our Catch 22 challenge, we need anything bigger than 16 and a half. And when they strike, depending on how they hit it, you might want to wait on your retrieve, you know, your hook set before you do it. But this one's a nice one. Bloody too. I don't know why it's so bloody. Let's get him cleaned off for the picture. Yeah, he's about 21 and 3/4. His tail's half gone. 21 and 3/4. 21 and 3/4, guys. We definitely needed this fish. Let's get him back in the water so he can heal up there. So as you can see, that was our third or fourth cast in, and we already got a strike, and it was a nice one. 21 and 3/4. I'll definitely take that. I wish I could get that during a trail series tournament, but that was a nice fish, guys. But you can see on this top water action right now, with this water temperatures cooling down, they're gonna hit this bait, and it's a good time to use it. So we're gonna try to use it as much as we can today early in the morning. If it continues, the bite continues throughout the day, we'll continue using it and not switch over to any other bait. You know, you kind of want to fish this bait, you know, early in the morning along the shade lines around trees. Right now you want to throw it underneath the trees, hit it there, and just pop it underneath the trees and just let it sit there for a minute. I'm sorry, I'm getting distracted by some top water stuff. You know, just let it sit there for a minute, and you know, just pop underneath the trees, underneath that shade line, and just hold it there for a minute, and then pop. And if they're there, they're gonna go after it. So real quick, while I let this fish get uploaded, I haven't checked the Catch 22 challenge in a little while, so I've fallen to 3rd place, but not by much. So that 21 and 3/4 should definitely help. You know, I'm competing against a guy, you know, a guy I know very well. Well, know very well from social media, but he's retired, so he gets a lot of time to fish, so that's why he's up there in 1st place. Obviously, like I said before in the past in other videos, that the guy who's technically in 1st place right now is not really in 1st place, because he submitted his fish way wrong. He's got like 500 and some inches. He's got one fish at 72 inches. So, you know, either that was 72 inches for the day and he's really got that many fish, or, you know, he submitted it wrong. So I'm not even going to count him right now. So hopefully after this fish, it gets us back into 2nd place. But we're going to continue, and we want to get up to 1st place for the Catch 22. You know, we still have the rest of September, we have October and November, and most of December while we fish for the other challenges, to keep adding to that fish count, which would be good. But we're just going to finish uploading this and continue onward, which we're almost done here. But at 21 and 3/4, I mean, it's kind of hard to compete with that on any other fish the rest of the day. Didn't really put up much of a fight though. I was actually surprised. So it must be early in the morning for him. He's just waking up. I'm not doing an aggressive retrieve on this. I'm kind of just pop letting it sit for quite a bit. I'm not doing like a super pop retrieve. Just a couple hits, let it sit for a minute. You know, larger pops that grab the attention. But that's it. You know, speaking about loop knots, so I mean, I'm from braid to fluorocarbon, so I got 2 break points on this, you know, 3 actually, well 2 because I got that. So I got my Alberto knot from, you know, fluoro to braid, and I have my loop knot at the bait itself. So I mean, that's 2 strong knots that I believe in, haven't had a problem with. You just gotta take your time, and you can see I just caught that 21 and 3/4, which he probably didn't feel like he weighed super heavy, maybe 5-pounder, you know, but these knots held up. So I'll definitely do a loop knot video for you if you've never done one before. Another thing about poppers too, I really don't care about color. You know, it's more of the reaction of the bait. You know, there's a lot of poppers out there. You don't have to spend a ton of money. I think this popper is probably like $7-8. It's nothing crazy, super expensive. Still not cheap, but I mean, you don't have to spend a ton of money on these. You know, don't worry about colors. It's just for the action. You know, maybe if the water's a little dirtier, you might want to go, you know, like a chrome or a gold. But with the water clear, you know, any kind of white, you know, bait fish color, anything like that, it works fine. All right, it feels like another nice one, guys. It is, and he's looks like it's hooked just in the front. Oh, give me a nice pull. Come on, baby. Stay on, stay on. Stay on. Stay on. Stay on, baby. Stay on. Come on, baby. Man, he's pulling. Another nice one. And he's nose hooked. Woo! And this is why I like to fish in the cooler weather, guys. It's another nice chunker. Another nice chunker, guys. A lot healthier than the first one. Something's going on. Sorry about all the background noise. Get him measured. Sorry about that. Must be a big fire, man. There've been a lot of trucks going by. So we're gonna put him at 20 3/4. Nice fish, guys, nice fish. Well, that fish was a lot healthier, so let's get him uploaded and we'll continue onward. This is why I love the crankbait, baby, no matter what time of year. Well, with breaking the treble hook off, we are going to tie in a new bait. I'm going to stick with the same one. So I carry multiples, another 2.5. Probably follow up with a soft plastic right there too as well. It's definitely going to improve my score big time. I definitely needed these larger fish too. Like I said, I needed 16.5 minimum, or 16.25 minimum. We're getting hit. Alright. Here's a little brother, not as big. There's a little guy. Can't measure him, it's not worth measuring, but another fish. He hit that light. Alright, another little fishy to for the day. So the comments on the giveaway video, the first giveaway video, a lot of people are saying, you know, give tactics, you know, give tips and everything. Well, a tip right now is when you catch a fish, always follow up with a different bait. If there's another one there, you'll definitely catch it, and it just shows a different presentation. And as you just saw, I changed it up, got another fish. It wasn't a monster, but it was another fish. You know, another tip with soft plastics is when you first feel that first initial thump, just wait a minute. Let that fish grab the, you know, the bait in its mouth, then set the hook. Don't set it instantly as soon as you feel that first thump. Let them take it a little bit and then set the hook. Just like with a popper, you want to just let them take it, let them inhale all that water and everything, and then just, you know, give it a second and then set that hook. Another tip with crankbaits this time of year, you know, for the fall transition and everything, you want to go with the bait color crankbaits, you know, the natural bait colors that you're fishing. Alright, we finally got our sun breaking through, so that should help with visibility through the water for the fish to see our baits. So we're going to stick with the crankbait just around here, and I think I just got hit as we did that. I was just talking. But we're going to stick with the crankbait for right now before we change anything else. Here we go. He hit that one. Not a non-star again, but it's another fish. We'll take it. I'm not sure if he's gonna register on our board, but we'll check him. Nah, I think he's gonna be too short. Too short. Still a nice little fish though. Take that any day, brother. Take that any day. It's gonna be close. He's probably around 15. He's about 15 and a quarter. 15 and a quarter, guys. All right, so that's fish number 4. Definitely a lot more activity today. It's amazing, man. You get those temperatures cooled down a bit in that water, and these fish definitely start getting a lot more active and a lot easier to catch. That's what we like. Here at the boat. Looks like he's being followed by something. He's being followed. So, once again, I don't know if that's going to be long enough. Don't get me. Don't get me. May have the length on him. Man, there's so much topwater action right now, I just don't know what to do. It's like I want to go after that topwater bait, but at the same time I'm catching them on the crank, so. Nah, 15 and a half. It's definitely going to be too short. All right, another 15 and a half. Last fish right at the boat. That means that they're hanging above this brush pile. Let me back up here a bit. There's a group of brush pile almost across this whole area right here in front of us. So we'll keep fishing this for a little bit until we stop getting the bite. You know, another good thing about a high-speed reel when doing topwater or jerkbait or whatever is that when you get closer to your kayak, you know, within like 10 feet, normally you want to reel it up. So it gives you the, ooh, nice action right there. It gives you the ability to reel up real fast and get that bait back so you can do another cast like that and don't get on the power line like I just did. We definitely don't want to lose that bait. So maybe what we'll do is we'll cut this line, go retrieve it and retie, and clean up all this line when we're done. May do that. But anyway, so you want to have a quicker retrieve so you can get it back to your boat. See, and you know, a lot of people edit their videos and don't show you all the mishaps, but I just went over a power line, and I'm also stuck on a branch here. So we need to get our fins pulled up, and I want to retrieve that bait just because I just purchased this new one here, and I want it back as I'm scaring all the fish away. Thank God braided line's not conductive, because I think that's a bare power line up there. If you guys don't know, I'm an electrician by trade anyway. So, hey, imagine getting electrocuted on the water. So hey, I'm doing two things I like, right? That would be bad. Man, electrocuted on water from power line while kayak fishing. That would be a hell of a headline. All right, so let's get this retie back on and get back to fishing here, as I probably just scared all the fish away that were just here. What upsets me right now is I know when I just had to retie and I had to go over by that little branch, I know there's a nice fish there because he was hitting the surface quite a bit, so I probably scared him away. So we'll kind of go away from that for a little bit and come back, and hopefully he's there. So we're back to cranking, obviously. Ooh, I don't know why I came out of the water like that. But we're back to cranking right now, and we're gonna see what we can get right here. Because the top water just ain't working, even though they're busting. I don't know if you can see that. They're just busting over there. Just don't want to come after it. I got all that other bait fish, so we're gonna kind of ride underneath the bait fish and see if we can get them. Just like that. Probably still too small, but we're just gonna ride underneath them. Hey, it looks too small. All right, so this is fish number 6. So I put that one probably about 15. I didn't even measure it. You know, when you tend to measure fish a lot, you kind of know what when you're looking at the bass or any kind of fish, like how long it is, you kind of get good at judging, you know, the more you do it. So I'd put that probably another 15-inch mark. So as the pattern today, it seems like, you know, the bigger ones are caught earlier this morning. It seems like the smaller ones are, right now is what we're, you know, catching right now. We need to change that. So I might run along the banks. I may just keep catching a few small ones here. Maybe I can come across another big one. But we may run along the bank and do a little bit of worm fishing. You know, a lot of people don't put that worm in there as a fall tactic, but you know, if you guys been watching all my other videos, I've always said crankbait, which I have on my rod right now, and the worm. That's the two baits I always have, no matter what time of year it is. And I swear by these two baits. You know, when you catch most of your fish on them, you know, it's not even my confident bait. I'm fine fishing any bait, but when they're working and it works and you catch fish on them, you know, you just know that you don't want to change. Just another little comment out there for you guys, just to take that in. So if you guys have a confident bait or fish that you, or a bait that you catch a lot of fish on, and it's like all year round, use it. You know, if that day doesn't catch bait, you know, catch fish, I'm sorry, you know, change it up. So I mean, you know, you don't have to follow what everybody else does. You don't have to watch all, you know, people's videos or how-tos or etc. and use what they use. If you have a bait that you love using and you catch fish on it, continue using it. You know, you don't have to change your bait for the year. Yes, there is times where you're gonna have to slow down, you're gonna have to finesse fish, but use what you like. You know, you don't have to follow everybody else. All right, we just had one on. He was another small one, but he came off. That would have been fish number 7. You know, so I just got my crankbaits caught on a tree branch. So what I'll do is I'll hit the, like I was talking about before, just hit your button on your thing and just peel off some line. You know, just let it go out in the water, and you can feel where it's breaking, you know, where it's breaking off the reel, where it's gotten dug in. This way, next time you cast, you won't have a backlash. You know, and just keep some tension on it. Put your line back on your reel. Then get it caught off, get off my handle here, and just go back to fishing. Another little tip with crankbaiting is I do use a fiberglass rod. So the rod I've had now for, I don't know, maybe 3, maybe even 4 years is the St. Croix Mojo glass bass rod, and this is a 6'10", medium action. Let me see, I think it's, yeah, it's medium action, and it can hold up to a 3/4 ounce bait. So I mean, most of my crankbaits don't get that heavy, but I still use a fiberglass rod. A lot of people have changed just to graphite, but I do fish most of my crankbaits, let me rephrase that, I do fish all my crankbaits on braid. I normally top it with a 15-pound fluorocarbon leader just to give a little bit more stretch, but right now, because I'm digging in a little deeper today and I want to run a little bit more shallower, I'm going straight braid to the crankbait. You know, a lot of people don't do that. A lot of people always go with you know, with the fluorocarbon or mono the whole way. And somebody's, you know, commented before that, oh wow, you use braid for crankbait. I says, yeah, I know it's a sin, but that's what I use. I just like to have that backbone. But you know, my flex on it is still using that fiberglass rod over a graphite rod for crankbaits. Here's another little tip for you. I mean, some Bucky's jerky. So, you know, eating jerky and getting older, your teeth get a little screwed up, even though I stay on top of my dental a lot. But here's a little tip for you. When you get jerky stuck in your teeth and you don't have any picks on the boat, use a piece of braided fishing line. Works very well. I just got some stuck out of my teeth. There's another little helpful tip for you guys. By the way, this jerky's pretty good. So if you guys want to know what keeps me moving on the water, you know, getting up early, 3-4 o'clock in the morning and getting prepped, well, you just saw it. We eat jerky and we drink coffee. So we got our protein and we got our caffeine. That's what keeps us out here on the water. Alright. That's another decent size. He should count. Barely hooked. But what I saw over here is a bunch of bait fish at the surface again, so that's why we figured we'd go underneath them with the crankbait. Yeah, we got another counter here. So just gotta find them. Just gotta go back and search for them when you don't think, you know, you think the bite's dead. Just gotta look for some activity somewhere. We're gonna put him at 18.5. All right, 18.5, guys. What I did is, it is 10:48. So the bait's probably been off for about, I don't know, an hour and a half maybe or so. And I went around and I checked a few banks and I did some soft plastics and I did the crankbait, and it's nothing around. So I came back to the flats where the water temperature is just a little cooler, believe it or not. Even though the water's shallower, the temperature is cooler, and you can just see the fish blowing up right there. And they tend to be hanging in this flat area over here, and there's a lot of topwater bait fish I saw. So instead of using the topwater bait, popper right now, I'm just going underneath them with the crankbait still, and we're still catching them. So we're gonna hang here until the bite completely dies off 100%, and then we'll call it a day. But we're just uploading this fish, and it's definitely gonna help our catch 22. It didn't take long, guys. Alright, it didn't take long. Definitely chasing the bait fish. I don't know if this one will be big enough or not, but we'll see. Close. If it's around 17, we'll be alright. Maybe. Let's see. It's hard to tell here. Alright, calm down. I think it's gonna be too small anyway. You done flipping? These little ones are so feisty. Nah, I'm feeling about 15.5 again. So another 15.5-inch fish. Right there. Oh, and he came off. I'll catch it on the back camera, but that just came off. That was literally the next cast. Come on, baby. There he is. I felt him hit me. Man, was there a school of 50 here? Woo! Man, I think he's gonna be too small, but still another nice little fishy. Ooh, what's he got in his mouth there? Looks like he's been caught before. Wonder if he's been caught by me. Yeah, see, there's still another hook in his mouth. I don't know if I can get that out. Nah, we're just gonna leave that. He's been surviving this long. And he's 16.5. Maybe all right with that one. All right, 16.5. He should count on the board for us. That was a strike. That was a strike. Whopper. Man, he hit that hard. All right, I think that's fish number 10. He definitely hit that one. It's like they're at a bar right now, all hanging out. I just don't know what's going on. There must be a whole bunch of bait fish right there. All right, see if we can get you out there, guy. Yeah, I think he's definitely going to be too small, but it's worth checking. He's about 15.25. The way the fish just hit that, I thought I had another keeper, I guess you could say, because he hit that so hard. So hard. It's just like they're like right here holding on a line. And there's nothing down there, it's just a bank. I mean, it's just a flat. So, I mean, I see a couple little humps of, maybe bushes or whatever, but a couple marks there. But man, they're just holding like right here. All right, guys. I took 2 more casts. Yeah, I'm not sure, another small one, but hey, it's fun catching. And he just came off anyway. But yeah, definitely fun catching. It's just, wow. I've never had this many bass, I don't think, in one area like this. Let's just keep the camera rolling here. All right, of course I keep the camera rolling and we don't catch another one like we just were, those 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I kind of lost count. I don't know if I'm 11, 12, whatever, but definitely great so far. But you know, we're hitting those small ones right now. I'm glad I got that one. There's right here, you can see the bait fish. I don't know if you can see it in the water. There's bait fish sitting right here and fluttering and over there. So they're still here and we're gonna keep fishing. I will say it's probably the first time it's ever happened to me where I hit that many fish in a short period of time on the same lure that quickly. We just found just the right school of bait fish. They're still here. Fish may be getting a little shy now because I think we caught what, four there maybe. But we're still going to keep trying until we change back over to something else. We're hitting it's about 11:10, so we're probably going to throw about another hour into this trip today. We've been on the water since about 6:20. So we'll probably keep it to about, you know, there's another one, guys, there's another one. Hopefully it's a little bigger. Keep this to a 6 or 7 hour. Man, these things are hitting us things like they're beasts, but they're not. Still a nice one though. Yeah, he may count. They're hitting this thing like they're big boys. It's gonna be close. He's about 16 and a quarter. 16 and a quarter. Ain't gonna count for us, but still a nice little healthy bass. Now I definitely lost count. I don't know where we're at today, guys. Now we lost a couple, but they're still hitting this crankbait. I can't believe that they're not being shy. All right, guys, this may be a little bit bigger. All right, this feels like it may be a little bit bigger. It is. He's only hooked by one hook. Man, don't lose, don't come off. Oh my God, he's hooked by a little bit of lip, Okay, we got him. Oh, he was freaking barely hooked. Yes, we need to, look at that. Look at that. barely on there, guys, barely. Let's get this one measured up and picture taken. Put him at 17 and a half. 17 and a half. 17 and a half. When you're tournament fishing, another little tip that I suggest to do is after you catch scoreable fish, is after your picture, after each fish, put on there, you know, use your fingers. Like right now I'm shooting, that's number 5, that's going to be scoreable. This way, in between all the fish pictures, you know which one was what fish. So right now we have 2 scoreable bass at 16 and a half, and what was that one, 17 and a half? So now I'm gonna go upload those, but at least I know where that break is in my photos of the fish. All right, so our last 2 fish are submitted, we're caught up. Right now the Fishing Chaos app is submitting me on another tournament I'm not even involved in, so I'm gonna go back through and delete those. I don't know what the deal is with that, even though I have it checked off. So I don't know. It is what it is, but you know, we're so we got 5 scoreable fish, and we're not done because I just keep seeing them over here. You know, we gotta weed through those little ones to get to those big ones, I guess. And we'll just keep doing it till the bite stops. I don't know if there was a party and I didn't get an invite, but man, the amount of fish that are here right now is insane. So I don't know if they're out clubbing, they're at the bar. My bait keeps coming to the surface like that, so I don't know if it's getting hit from underneath, a little bit of a wake from the fish going after it, or what. We just got a bad running crankbait, but it's still working right now. All right, so what I decided to do is just give myself a little break, give the fish a little break, drink a little coffee, sit back for a minute, anchor up, take a look at everything, and we'll keep fishing for a little bit longer, but if this bite keeps up, I'm not going to stop till the bite dies. Now, I hope you guys are liking this video, liking the content, and just keep sharing, keep helping us build, guys. We're here to have some fishing videos for you people, you know, for you people, for everybody, and you know, some tricks and tips and stuff, and just want to keep putting this content out for you. I'm checking the leaderboard. So Jeff's at 439, I'm at 407.5, so I'm about 31 and a half inches behind him. So that's going to take me probably another 10 plus 20-inch fish for the rest of the year to even catch up with him right now and to beat him. You know, he's going to continue fishing as well, so it's going to be a tough one, guys. It's going to be a tough battle down here. Just had a fish hit it and let go. Let's see if we can get another one here, guys. There he is. Okay. Feisty. Should be big enough to count too, I hope. It's definitely what we need. Pretty close. Yeah, you should count. So we had him in the mouth, but when he just let go now, he ended up belly hooking himself. So let's get him undone and measure it up. Hopefully he puts him in the 17 area. Won't cause any damage to his fin there. There we go. Alright. Sorry, little buddy, I'm trying to not damage your fin. Yeah, we could squeeze 17 out of him. Right now I'm going to take anything I can get. So if the judges zoom in on that, they can see that he is 17. Alright, 17. Yeah, he definitely won't count, but we'll take him just for the fun of it. Got my finger. Alright, relax there, pal. What you're gonna do is, damn it, hurt yourself more and get hooked more. Alright, so I definitely lost count. I don't know where we're at. But it's still a nice little fish. Woo, it's a little jumper. Little feisty guy. Little feisty guy. Alright, I guess we're into the small ones. Now this one's definitely hooked nice. Let's see if I can get in there. Alright, little baby. This is one of the main reasons why I use the Shimano DC lineup is that you can see and probably hear how windy it is. You know, it's probably a sustained wind about 10, 11, and it's pushing me around, but you know, you want to cast into the wind a lot of times and come back behind these fish. So when you do that, obviously you can have a greater chance of backlash, and this DC, you know, 99% eliminates that. That's why we like using it. This prevents us from having downtime, you know, when we're fishing. I gotta pedal against the current just to keep my boat still and be in that strike zone. There's a nice one, guys, right at the boat. He may be scoreable. He's got a chunk to him. A little bit of weight, but he may be short. maybe 16 and a half. Yeah, I'm not gonna measure them. I'm gonna put them about probably 15 and a half. So back to where I was, the nerve of these fish. So anyway, that's why I like using the Shimano DC, because I'm casting into the wind. And that's the way you kind of want to cast for these fish, because you know, with the wind blowing this way, that means the bait fish is rolling this way. So you kind of be in the same motion, you know, that the bait fish are probably gonna be coming at. They're gonna be pushed with that current as well, and just kind of find that. So you're coming from behind the fish, in my opinion, is how I'm assuming what's going on under the water. When the wind's this strong, you know, to me, the bait fish are gonna be coming at me right now, you know, going with the current, going with the wind. So that's why I cast into the wind a lot instead of casting the other way, which, you know, you can get a lot more distance out of your cast, you know, casting with the wind. But I like casting against the wind. And like I said, this DC prevents us from getting a lot of backlashes. All right, guys, I am tired. The fish are still busting. I know if I stayed out here for another 6 hours, I could probably get another 15, 16 fish. I totally lost count. I already know where I'm at. I think I have 6 scoreable. It is 12:25, so I've basically been out for 6 hours. It's probably I know for a fact, it has to be the most fish I've caught in one day and within a 6 hour period. And I believe that is because we had that, you know, we've been having the 60s at night down here, so it's starting to drastically lower the water temperatures. These fish are getting more active. We're getting into that fall transition. So, you know, like I said at the beginning of this video, I want to get back to my roots. I want to do a lot of tournament fishing videos for you guys. I want to do more on the water tips and tricks, even though like today, even with the, you know, I had some jerky caught my teeth and I just used a piece of braid to get it out. I mean, I just want to, you know, try to share as much, whether it's fish related or just life related tips with you guys and tricks. I'm kind of speechless for today. It was a great day on the water. You know, we had an encounter with some power lines. It's really about it. I mean, you know, just stay tuned for the upcoming months for the year of 2022. We're going to be fishing a lot of monthly challenges for KBF. Like I said, we did qualify for the national championship, but I'm just out of time to take off from work. You know, if I had the time to go down for a week, I would definitely do it. But my wife said definitely next year we'll do it. So I just got to qualify next year, whether it's either for a trail series or, you know, for a monthly challenge. But we definitely want to hit the KBF national championship next year, whether we do good or not, just for the fact of just going there and having that experience. So as always, guys, stay tuned, protect yourself from the sun, and I'll catch you guys on the water. Thanks for watching.